Okay guys, let's just plan in a way. In this video, I want to tackle a question that I got from one of you, and that's where do you take inspiration from for photo and video? Is that books, videos, Instagram, or random places? It's all about inspiration.
But I wanna get you to try being creative.
But before we actually go into that, I need to explain you two things so you actually get what I'm saying in the rest of the video. First and for all, inspiration is something really different for every person alive. For me, example, I'm what they call a visionary. I know it sounds really cocky, but I think very visually. For me, it's not that difficult to get a lot of ideas and see how things can work out. But my biggest downfall is actually putting in the work till the end. That's probably the reason why I should upload more videos here on the channel. Damn it. Now, I think it's really interesting to know what kind of a personality you have as a person, but as well what type of creative you are and what group you fall into. Take a look at it and see if it's something that you can relate to or not. It's 16personalities.com and mycreativetype.com. That's from Adobe. And then number two, you have to understand what inspiration is and how it works. And again, this is somewhat different for everyone here on Earth, but I did find some similarities while studying creativity for the past few months. It didn't turn out the way I thought it would be. You see, I always saw inspiration as just you looking at something and then coming up with this amazing idea. Well, that's not how it works most of the time at all. Instead, I see this as, well, a little spark of an idea popping up in your head. It's something very rough and very little, and we need to nurture that into growing a full idea we can work from when we actually have to do a project. If you forget about it or you don't dive deeper into it, it will just disappear after all. And you know what I'm talking about. You have these ideas that are right there, someone starts talking to you and you don't even remember what you were thinking about in the first place. But how do we do that exactly? Well, it's just the same as fire. We nurture it by giving it raw materials as fuel. And that fuel is something that I would like to call the archive. And it's also what you're asking with this question about inspiration. Yeah, it's time for one of these again. Always handy to have multiple cameras laying around. So how I see it is you have to nurture that little spark with all these ideas and thoughts and visuals that are running through your head. It could be images, it could be other ideas you had, something that you saw in a movie, something you read in a book or watched from art. All of that comes together with that little spark and will eventually form this big idea that you can start and work from as a project. Think of this archive as a vault, and just like any other vault, they get empty. So you need to replenish that for your next idea, for your next spark that will eventually come along. And that's what's really important. How do you get those visuals, that fuel of ideas into your vault for when it really matters? And really simple, you start looking at what the world has to offer. So I would love to split this up in two sections. We have the online world and then the offline world. Wait. Yes, also talking about these kind of things. Now online, that is really simple. It's mostly the things that you're already using, the platforms that you're spending probably a lot of time on. Although there's a little bit of a caveat. For example, Instagram. The reason I don't like to get a lot of inspiration from Instagram is because, well, you know this. Woo! Quick trick. Maybe you take 1 or 2 seconds to look at an image and then it's gone. You don't take in the image, you don't take in the photograph or the video. How I like to use Instagram is a little bit more in depth. So let's say I have an image that I really love. What I do is go look at the creator, the profile that posted this picture, and then look for a website. Most of the times, if these are professional people, professional creatives, they have a website with a portfolio or a film reel or something that they showcase their work. It also gives me a little bit more time to really take in the image or the visual or whatever it is that I'm looking at. And then let's head over. Damn it. Okay, yeah, so editing Tom here, I just completely misfocused on that shot. But what I wanted to tell you is YouTube. How I use YouTube for inspiration. As most of you people, I have a few favorite creators. So I draw inspiration from their style. I look at how they make their videos, how they do everything. Just as I made my video about Matt Diavella, I study how they make their videos and incorporate that into my own kind of filmmaking. So that's basically how it works, and then I start off with my ideation phase. But the most interesting part is another platform that maybe not a lot of you are using at the moment. That's Pinterest. If you know Pinterest, and you know you can compose these boards. So if I have a little spark or something that I'm really interested in, I might start to put some visuals together inside of that board. But what's really interesting is that they have this related pins section. You can just keep scrolling and they keep feeding you new and new things. That's a really good source to get new inspiration from other work, from other creators. And what's cool is that it may pick up some cues on some visual things that you're not thinking of. I saw this from Becky and Chris, awesome creators on YouTube. It's been helping me ever since, so maybe just give it a try. Oh, and then what I think is most important and the most interesting part, we're going offline. The reason I like to work offline so much is that it grounds you. It puts you back into the moment, and well, it lets you use multiple senses to really start working on that spark. There's a whole list of stuff you can look through. You have magazines you can use, photo zines, which is like photo magazines, you know, photo books or artwork. You can also get into, you know, fiction books. Just take out some coffee. You look at the book, you can touch it, you can feel it, you can even smell it, and you know, it's all about building an experience for yourselves. The triggers that come out of this for those sparks, for those ideas are so much stronger than you just have when you're scrolling through on the online world. And lastly, talk with people about your idea. I cannot tell you how many follow-up sparks you can get out of this. The moment I start talking with people about my idea, I don't know what picks up in my subconscious brain, but I just keep talking and I keep seeing this movie of visuals in my head. And the more I talk with people, the more these pieces of the puzzle click together. And that only works stronger for me in the end. So you see, everything is connected. From that initial thought, that initial spark, which might have been a word, might have been a phrase, might have been an image in your head, until the final idea that comes out of it. You just have to make sure you have fuel in the bank to make it happen. Hey, I'm Tom from Tom's Odyssey, and this is my pursuit of creativity. Now, if you want to follow along on that journey, just hit the like and especially the subscribe button with the bell icon. And for all the rest of the fam who keeps tuning in, thanks so much for watching, stay safe, and I will see you next time.